Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this virtual debate at the European Parliament called Ear and Hearing Care for All. This is a yearly conference organized by the European Association of Hearing Aid Professionals on the World Hearing Day. My name is David Lega and I'm honored to be your host today. First, a couple of words about the practical arrangements. All presentations during the conference will be subtitled and the debate will be supported by speech-to-text to ensure that this debate is accessible for all people with hearing loss. And the subtitles will be available in 8 languages: French, German, Spanish, Polish, Italian, Slovenian, Danish and Dutch. I myself am a member of the European Parliament representing Sweden since 2019. I am a member of the Swedish Christian Democrats and the European People's Party, EPP. I serve on the Committee on Foreign Affairs and the Subcommittee on Human Rights. However, I myself was born with a severe disability, and before being a politician, I had a Paralympian swimming career and managed to win several World Championship gold medals. I used to say that I had the fortune of being born at the exact right time and place to live a good life. And this feeling sparked my commitment to give back to the society and has been something of a red thread in my political career. Upon being elected a member of the European Parliament, I pledged to be the voice of the people who have the most difficulties in being heard. And today I use that platform to advocate and legislate for the sake of children's rights, minority rights, fighting for freedom of religion, and highlighting the situation for people with various disabilities. So it is a true honor for me to welcome you to this event to discuss ear and hearing care for all. And I would like to start by thanking you all for being here. And thank you to AEA, the European Association of Hearing Aid Professionals, for organizing this event. Today I'm very pleased to announce that we will hear from representatives of the World Health Organization, the European Hearing Instrument Manufacturers Association, the European Federation of Hard of Hearing People, and the European Association of Cochlear Implant Users. And I'm glad to have you all present today. It is great to see that hearing care professionals, hearing aid users and manufacturers are all joining forces with the World Health Organization to inform policymakers, including governments and EU institutions, users, but also the wider public about the importance of awareness and intervention regarding hearing loss. As there is more than 52 million hard of hearing people throughout Europe, this is a major challenge and we need to tackle it together. We must work across sectors, across political parties, and also across nation borders to come up with better solutions. Currently, Sweden is leading the work of the EU Council. Sweden, my government, will hold the EU presidency the coming 6 months. And the Swedish presidency will, of course, focus on security, but also sustainability and competitiveness. And I would like to concentrate on competitiveness for a second. Because EU competitiveness requires European innovation and research. Innovation is important for European competitiveness and important for the European people. And I don't need to explain to you that technology is a game changer for those who need hearing aid. But sadly, only 1 in 3 of the hard of hearing people use hearing instruments according to Eurotrack. 1 in 3. And untreated hearing loss costs the EU each year almost 200 billion euros due to lost productivity. 200 billion euros. And this number does not cover increased healthcare costs due to untreated hearing loss. 200 billion is more than the full EU budget for 2023. Hearing instruments help to reduce these costs. Hence, we all agree more efforts should be directed to developing hearing technology. But this is not only about costs in numbers. Untreated disabling hearing loss leads to lower quality of life and higher unemployment. Frankly, it's sad, and we should acknowledge this phenomenon as a public health problem. Research shows that people with an untreated disabling hearing loss are at greater risk of social isolation, depression, cognitive decline and dementia, while people who treat their hearing loss do not experience higher risks than people without hearing loss. So, what to do? As a Christian Democrat, I don't think that legislators can solve everything. However, I do believe it is our duty to simplify circumstances when possible. So back to the Swedish EU presidency. Innovation is important for European competitiveness and is key for hearing technology. Therefore, I am glad that this is one of the Swedish priorities. As you know, the European hearing instrument manufacturers are the world's largest and are leading hearing instrument manufacturing globally. Hearing technology is one of many examples of how free competition in the world's largest market creates products that make life better. So the EU's internal market is the very foundation of our prosperity and welfare. But we cannot take this prosperous market for granted. The market's success is dependent on a fair and level playing field for European companies. Furthermore, the EU must capitalize on the dynamic forces residing in successful companies, not to obstruct them with over-regulation. This would allow European companies to continue to hold their own in global competition, and this should also lead to lower prices, making products more accessible. To conclude, I am a firm believer of the market's force. I believe that we should invest in more research and facilitate European innovation to combat untreated, disabling hearing loss. And I am convinced that more cooperation goes a long way. Additionally, it is our common responsibility to do all we can to combat the hearing loss stigma. And living with a disability myself, I know that when you get access to the right tools and the right assistance, our life changes. When I have access to the assistance I need, I don't have to think about my disability in daily life. I am more than my disability. I can become something else. A father, a husband, a member of the European Parliament, a colleague and a friend. And those things occupy my mind most of the time, rather than my disability. I don't have hard of hearing myself, but I do believe that the same applies to you. If persons with hard of hearing would enjoy hearing aids suiting their individual needs, the quality of life would most certainly increase. So let's strive for a future where we don't have to think about our disabilities any longer, where we can, like everyone else, focus on families, on friends, on our careers, but also to have fun. I do look forward to hearing from all upcoming speakers and to discuss with you all together in the debate later, because it's due time to eradicate the stigma and to ensure hearing care for all. Thank you.